Reviews, where we watch United games so you don't have to. Today we have a new format for y'all, and we're both remote. We couldn't record on the weekend. It was a pretty packed weekend, busy. As we said last time, we had a football game, a final. We actually won the game. It was a fun one, nothing crazy, but yeah. Um, we also played Liverpool the same day earlier that morning. But to start it off, we're probably going to start off with the Chelsea game because that was an earlier one. And yeah, it was two very disappointing fixtures, to be honest.
Yeah.
Chelsea 4, United 3. Yeah, Akib, take it away.
All right. So when we were actually looking at the lineups, based on the injuries that we had, I remember telling you that this was our best lineup, and right off the bat, we were 2 goals down. So, yeah, like we had Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Maguire, Varane. I would say those are only really fit defenders. You'll see next game. We ended up actually playing with Kambala, but that's for the local game. Onana net as usual. Then Menu, Casemiro, and Fernandez as our midfield. Anthony, Garnacho, Hoyland as our attackers. So I thought, this was the best lineup because Rashford, over the past couple of games, he hasn't been putting in the effort. And I just thought, like with Anthony, man has something to prove, and like we saw in the game, actually put in a good performance. So
Yep.
yeah, let's start with the goals.
Ooh, the first one was a rough one. Chelsea just kept attacking. It was like a back and forth kind of situation. The stats kind of say it all as well. Like it was 28 shots for Chelsea, 19 for United. Nothing great. They had more possession throughout the game. They had more shots on target, so they kind of had the dominant performance, but their chances weren't as clear out as ours. They started off with an early goal where we gave away the ball. Conor Gallagher got the ball at the edge of the kind of like in the penalty area on the edge of the box. No one was there to mark
Yeah.
him. Gets a shot on goal. It just goes out under Onana. Onana has to do better there. Everyone says that. Everyone agrees. I know he was our player of the month. And he's been putting in a lot of good performances, but honestly, that's just we can't forgive that. I know we kind of expect him to do better because he has been doing better recently, but this is the same Onana we signed and that initially came into the club. Not a fun one, but yeah, it is what it is. Later on, 20th minute, kind of Cole Palmer gets a penalty. Anthony with a stupid kind of it wasn't it was very much a just a rash kind of run
Yeah,
into a
and it all stems from the fact that like he didn't track his man on time.
yeah.
Obviously, he tried, but like he was late, and then he shouldn't have made that challenge. And then yeah, I don't know, was it Palmer? I think it was Malo Gusto. I actually don't
No.
remember who it was. That got.
The one who got fouled was Cucurella, I think. And then
Oh,
the
Cucurella.
one who
Yes,
took
it
the
was
penalty
Cucurella,
was
right?
Cole Palmer. Yeah. As
Yes,
usual,
that's right.
Palmer took the pen, scored the goal, he went the right side and scored it. Yeah. United were off to a really bad start, but we had kind of picked it up from there. Garnacho scored 2 goals, one in the first half, and Bruno Fernandes then scored another one later in the end of the first half. Garnacho with a great performance. Caicedo making a really big mistake, giving it off to Garnacho, who then holds off Disasi, I think it was. A pretty big man to hold
Yeah,
off for Garnacho. And he scores a nice one under the keeper. Next one, Bruno gets a cross into the box, I think, from someone. I don't even remember this one
yeah. It was
properly. Yeah.
Dallo. It was
Yeah.
actually Dallo with a great in swinging cross, and it was like the perfect header. Keeper couldn't do anything about it. Just on the
Yeah.
left side. I thought that was a great goal, like a beautiful cross from Dallo. Like Dallo
Hmm.
again has been having iffy
On and
performances
off, kind
lately.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But Bruno again, leveling us at halftime. I actually thought, at least like in the first half, like despite going 2 down, I thought Bruno and Meno were playing pretty well. They were playing short passes. They were linking up pretty well. Second half again, it just the entire team, I would say, it went into haram ball, which we'll get into. But
just
yeah,
locked
so
it
at,
up.
at halftime, it's 2-2 at Stamford Bridge, which Chelsea actually haven't beaten us at Stamford Bridge for a long time. I think since
Since
2018 they hadn't
19.
beaten us.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. So yep, we go level at halftime. Everyone's in good spirits. Completed a comeback, and now trying to go and get the win.
Yep.
And we actually were in that zone because Anthony in the 67th minute with an
Oh
insane
God.
trivela.
Yep.
Again, he might not have a right foot, but his left foot can do in swing and outswing both apparently. So,
It was
and
a
yet
great
we're
one.
on show again with a good header. And then doing his, I guess, trademark celebration that he's just lifted from Kurush. Um, but yeah, and at that point, like we're cruising, like we had additional chances. We could have made it 4-2, but we missed our chances. And then Aaron Wan-Bissaka
It
in the
all went
90th
south.
minute,
Oh God.
stoppage time. Yeah, terrible challenge.
Oh no, no,
I
it wasn't
think.
Juan Bisaka. This was Dalot. Juan Bisaka was in the
Oh, this
next
is
game.
double.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
man.
Dalot.
Yeah, it was double.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure it was double?
Yeah, this one was Dalot.
Oh, yeah. Again, I don't know, man. Like I can't even. I
Yeah,
think about the last 2 minutes that we had, and it's just a shit show. Like we can't close games. Like made a stupid
it's
tackle. Palmer gets the penalty. Momentum's with Chelsea, and yeah, and it just becomes a shit show after that.
yeah. I mean, we had crazy amount of injuries in the first half too. Like Moran goes off at halftime, Evans comes on,
Yeah,
like he 20 minutes in, like he gets injured, he has to go off, and then we have Maguire and Kambala playing at the back. Kambala being as young as he is, he actually put in a good performance. And yeah, I just saw yeah, Dalo is the one that fouled Madueke at the right side of the box, and then Cole Palmer gets a pen, scores.
yeah,
And he does another stupid thing that the second we get kickoff, he runs up the field by himself and loses the ball, which ends up giving Chelsea a corner. Cole Palmer open at the edge of the box. No one's covering him. They have a screenshot of 7 players or 5 or 6 players just like pointing to Cole Palmer, and no one goes. No one
yeah,
goes and marks him. Rashford has fresh legs. He's not running around the pitch. The second he came on the pitch, it was like 20, 30 minutes. He was just jogging. He just came for a
yeah,
jog at the park. And honestly, being the guy with the fresh legs, you got to run around. You got to do something. But yeah, uh, and and at the end of the day, honestly, we didn't deserve the win. We Mount came on. We did do some tiki taka, some nice passes, passing around Chelsea, just keeping the ball.
Mickey Mount.
Fuck Mount. But but at the end of it, we just lost the ball, and no one was running back, no one was covering, and then we
Yeah,
ended up parking the bus. We just conceded a lot of chances, and that's what happens.
yeah,
Chelsea being as bad as they are this season, they're still Chelsea. They're gonna come back. They're gonna fight hard. They have Pochettino on the bench. I don't know how good of a manager he is at this point, but he's been a big one in the past, like with Tottenham and
yeah,
coming back and stuff. But it's yeah, it was just a disappointing performance, and we saw similar things against Liverpool in the next fixture. We can, I guess,
yeah.
I don't know if you have any other points to cover for Chelsea, but we can kind of move on to Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I guess the only last thing I want to cover is, bringing Scott McTominay on when we're winning 3-2. Didn't think it was the right thing to do. Like yeah, like we just lost control of whatever ball we had, and that's
Yeah,
kind of helped, move momentum in Chelsea's favor, and they got those chances at the end, which, they scored off of. And
yep,
it's sad that the final goal, Palmer, that he scored was a deflection off McTominay.
it was
Now
a
I don't
stupid one.
understand why
Yeah,
why players, angle themselves when they're trying to block the shots because that's what's bound to happen.
yeah.
Like even in our final, I won't take names, but
Ooh,
our
don't.
defender,
I mean,
turned away from the ball, and
yeah,
that's what happened.
it hit the back of him. It hit his spine and
Yeah,
pretty much just gone to her goal. And you know what? He's also a gooner, so kind of expect that from them. Kind of just. But yeah,
yeah.
honestly, like we need fresh legs. We don't have anyone else to bring off the bench. Who are you gonna bring on? Amrabat? He can't keep the ball.
Bring on kids,
McTominay
man.
can
Honestly, like,
like who? We don't have anyone.
oh,
We
I'm sure there's
literally
some. I'm sure there's someone,
Ahmad
man.
would have
There's
done,
someone we
honestly
don't.
Ahmad would have done better there. But
Yeah,
yeah, it is what it is. We fucked up. Ten Hag is to blame for the comeback, but he's also to blame for all the not all of them, but it's a lot of stupid players, a lot of I can't even blame him too much because like who is he gonna bring on off the bench
Yeah,
to
I
like
feel
help our
yeah,
case? Like it's not much he can do. It's a lot of injuries, a lot of stupid
yeah,
decisions
and I
from
feel
a lot of
a lot of the goals that went in this game were just defensive mistakes, whether it was ours or
yeah,
Chelsea's. Like it was just a, there was lots
yeah,
of goals. I mean, it was great for the neutral, especially the two comebacks, one from
yeah.
us, one from Chelsea. But in terms of quality, it was just a dog shit game.
I
Again,
mean,
I don't know, like it with like the Brentford game, this Chelsea game, and now we're gonna talk about Liverpool next. Like it's
yeah,
just six, or no, actually more than that, because we should have had three against. We should have two more against Brentford. We should have had all three against Chelsea, and then two more against Liverpool. Like that would have been what, 7 points, maybe?
yeah,
Yeah,
easily, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, the Liverpool game is another one. I wouldn't say we deserve to win there, but we were in the lead at some point and we should have held it
yeah.
off. But we definitely don't deserve it. Against
No,
Chelsea, we kind of deserved it. It was a shaky one. Chelsea had more chances, but again, they were very scrappy chances. They maybe had one or two good chances that they messed up. The
yeah,
rest were just mistakes, penalties. Um, yeah, Brentford, Fulham, whatever those games were, it's just it wasn't it. But those games were not it either. We were getting
yeah,
dominated by a mid-table or a second half of the table team. Like it just not for United. It's not worth it. It's just
yeah,
not worth it for us. And yeah. Next up, Liverpool comes up. We don't have any defenders left. Kamala starts with Maguire, and he actually put in a really good performance. A lot of people liked him.
that's right.
Evra was had a lot to say. He made a post or something about Kambala, saying that a lot of good things. A lot of other people had praise for him. Again, uh, youngster, 19-year-old, kind of clumsy, but he also put in some nice tackles in. He held the ball pretty well. He's pretty pacey. He caught up to like Nunez at some point and slid in and blocked the shot. He's done a lot of good things in that game. Um, but the matter of the fact is, first half we had zero shots. That's it. Not even on target. It's just not about on target. We just had no shots. We had no chances. Nothing. The whole game was in our half. Liverpool should have scored all three goals already, but they didn't. Nunez and whatnot could have scored a lot more, but Diaz got one goal. We won at
Yeah,
halftime, 1-0 down. It was a mistake from Mainu. I think he was supposed to be marking Diaz, I think it was. But Diaz got away. They had a nice cross into the box, open, and scores. Second half comes up. United come up with a different kind of mentality, I guess. We do start attacking. Um, and Kwanzaa just makes the biggest mistake. Gives the ball away to Bruno at the halfway point, in kind of in the circle,
yeah.
and Bruno just smacks it. I don't know if it was the cleanest finish or not, like
It was not.
if he
It
actually
was
meant
not.
it or not, but it went to the goal. We got a goal. I'll take it. He celebrated and ran back to the halfway line because we needed to score another one. And we actually did. We
Mhm.
actually scored another one. Um, I forgot what this goal came
It's
from.
Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka passed it to Menu on
Oh
the edge of
yeah,
the box.
Mainu. How do I forget that? That
Yeah,
was a majestic
yeah,
goal. Mainu actually started the play. I don't know if he intercepted the ball, but he had the ball, took it into
yeah,
Liverpool's half. He controlled it. He had like there was a bunch of space, so it wasn't that difficult for him. Gave a nice pass to Garnacho. Garnacho went to Wan-Bissaka, and Mainu made a run into the box while everything else was happening. Wan-Bissaka with a nice pass to Mainu, who takes the nicest, cleanest touch, turns away from the defenders, and finesses into the far corner. And it was a very similar goal to Makeda. It was just insane. This kid is going places. I hope. I hope United's culture and downfall doesn't really take his talent away or prospects. But yeah, it was an insane one. I know Akib, you missed most of the game, but I think you watched the
I missed
highlights, so
all of the
you
game.
yeah you
I
missed
missed
all of the
all of the
game.
game.
But yeah, he was driving back to make it for our
Yeah,
game, so it's fine. I'll give it to that. Yeah, I'll give him that. But yeah, it was an insane one. But as usual, United comes back into the lead, sits back, parks the bus, doesn't try to take control of the game, doesn't try to finish the game off, and just lazy players all over the pitch, not giving and not working at all. No energy whatsoever. No one's at the edge of the box. No control. The only person really controlling the ball maybe is Mainu. Even Casemiro's getting old at this point. He kind of has composure
Oh,
at some points, but
we need to talk about Casemiro. Yeah.
yeah, that's another topic. But yeah, Juan Bissaka. This is the one that I keep confused with Dallo. But same
Yes.
thing, left side. Juan Bissaka's not a left back. He's trying to follow Harvey Elliott. Just goes for a rash slide tackle in the box. He's one of the best slide tacklers, so I guess that's what kind of encouraged him to do it. But at the end of the day, he fucked up. Harvey Elliott was smart enough to just swivel around, take the ball away from him, and just kind of dove. But it was also a
I
scissor
mean,
kick, so yeah,
let's not sugarcoat it. It was a dive. It was a
yeah.
dive.
It was a dive, but again, because
Yeah.
Juan Bissaka scissored, kind of like was a scissor tackle, his legs were like wrapping him. It doesn't give the referee any other opportunity to like say no, and just wasn't a good one for us. And according to stats for the game, we only have 9 shots, 5 on target. That was all in the second half.
Yeah.
62% possession for Liverpool, 28 shots, 7 on target, and it's crazy. We've conceded like 90 or so shots from Liverpool this season, but we still managed to be unbeaten. So even at Anfield and at Old Trafford, and obviously the FA Cup semi or quarterfinal, it was crazy. It was intense. But yeah, that was it for the game. I guess if you have anything to add, we can go that, or we can just
I
move on to the
mean,
other conversations.
I have no analysis, but I just want to say Klopp's farewell party.
It's. I mean, we're gifting Arsenal the Premier League. They're on
It's
top
okay,
of the
man.
table
Out of
right
all
now, and
three
honestly,
contenders,
yeah. Well, Arsenal's the best one for us. I mean, they haven't won in the longest time, so it'll be a nice one for them. Nice encouraging point for them. Arteta kind of deserves it. He's gone a long way since he's come to the club, and the club's been through a lot of changes. So shout out to them. Good for them. But yeah, moving on. Casemiro and Rashford and Bruno. Like
I no, we cannot categorize Bruno in that shit, man.
it's
Like,
not the
come on.
same kind of. It's not the same.
No.
I wouldn't categorize in the same boat, but he's kind of there. He's not helping control games at all. He's not very disciplined. He tries to be, and at some points you can see that he is as good as he was when we signed him, but there are downfalls to him. He's not perfect. He makes a lot of mistakes. He gives away the ball a lot. And that can be part of the reason why we can't play the way Ten Hag wants us to play. Or at least that's what a lot of people do say.
I think I think Bruno is playing the way Ten Hag wants him to play, just because if you look at our style of play, it's just transitional. That's all
Yeah,
we do.
yeah,
We
I
just
agree
we
with
just try
that.
to press high and counter. Like we can do counter attacks from our box at all. We can make plays. So
Yeah,
all we can do is try to press high up, which we're kind of good at. But if that press is broken, if our midfield and forwards are bypassed, then it's
we're
over
done.
because Casemiro
Yeah,
has no legs.
nope.
He cannot run around anymore. As much as he changed my life last year, he changed all of our lives. Um, yeah, Casemiro has just I don't know what has happened this season. If it's just age or if it's motivation, I don't know what it is. But he's not playing like he was last year. Clearly,
Yep,
he cannot manage the space. And I think that's a major reason, of why we're not playing as well. Because even without Casemiro, we don't have anyone, who could play as a defensive midfielder. Like whether that's in the defensive phase, just shielding, covering spaces, or just holding the ball, controlling the tempo. We don't
yep.
have that. We don't have that six. So yeah, man, Casemiro. It's unfortunate. Like I really like him. No, I think he's a legend of the game. For what he's done for Real
Yep.
Madrid. But I think his time's probably up. And if you can get some money, hopefully from Saudi, let's take it. Let's invest in a
Young
defensive midfielder or
players.
two.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's got to go.
yeah,
And yeah, he'll probably be my clown of the week. I know Dallo and Wan-Bissaka have kind of had some clangers.
yeah.
But
I mean,
I think general play,
yeah, you
yeah,
expect a lot more from Casemiro in
yeah,
compared to what like Dallo and them can do, right? So, I mean, Dallo's been one of our most consistent players, so I don't want to give him too much shit. I guess he deserves to be able to make one mistake or another, but that was
yeah.
a massive one. It gave away the game. He lost us the game, and it just sucks. He also had an assist that game, but that doesn't cover up for it, right? So, yeah. Next one up, Rashford. I don't know what to say about this guy. He's lazy. He doesn't deserve to be on the team sheet. Whenever he's on the bench, I guess we don't have that finisher that we do in Rashford, kind of. But even then, he hasn't done that for us this season. He's done that in the last season. Obviously, he had like what 30 plus or goals, 40 plus like goal involvements.
Yeah,
Man, he had shout outs for what's it called, Ballon d'Or, but that's it. It- that was the end of it. At this point, we're hearing rumors about PSG paying us enough money or Saudi paying us money, and I don't know if he wants to leave, but fuck off, I guess. I don't really care. Give us 100 mil and I'll take it. If it's
yeah,
75 even then I'll probably take it because it'll help us rebuild our squad and get a lot better players. And Garnacho's way better than him anyway. So yeah,
yeah. Like for Rashford, obviously, there's talent there, but there's no hard work, and where there's no hard work, there's no Man United. So,
yep,
um, yeah, like he could have a season next year, where he can score 40 goals, 50 goals. Like he has that
yep,
talent, but we cannot, just sit and wait for him to, just be in mood to do that. Like it has to be every single game, no matter how the team is playing, no matter where we are at the table. I just feel like there's too much going on in there. All right, so I went with Casemiro. Who do you think was the clown this week? Who do you think was
I'm,
absolute trash?
I mean, I would have to go with Rashford. It's
Yeah,
been abysmal. Like maybe he scores a goal here and there, but apart from that, like no legs, just jogging in the park, no fight, no nothing. Plays striker, doesn't do anything, doesn't make any runs into the box. Like Garnacho's the one doing his work for him, so I don't really know if it's even worth considering him putting him in the team. Yeah, Anthony's not as disciplined, but having Anthony or Ahmad or whoever would be so much better than having Rashford in the team. So yeah, he's
yeah.
gonna be my clown of the week. We can move on to the player of the week, and I'm pretty sure we already know who that has to be.
Actually, I don't
You
I don't
don't?
know because I
I
didn't
mean,
even
I
watch one
mean,
game.
I mean, Garnacho has 3 goals in the last 2 games, in the two
Yeah,
games that we're discussing.
yeah,
Mainu has a goal that was amazing, so honorable mention to him.
yeah.
And Bruno obviously has a goal as well. Um, I
That's
wouldn't
true.
want to give, yeah, two.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, in both games,
Chelsea
yeah,
and
two
Liverpool.
goals. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. But I don't really
yeah,
want to give Bruno man of the match. I think he just hasn't been up to the expectations. He's not meeting our expectations, is below expectations as
yeah,
well. A lot of wasted balls, a lot of different things. But yeah, we already discussed that. Just not up to par, up to standard. So I would want to give it to Garnacho with an honorable mention to Mano, obviously for the goal that he
yeah,
scored for against Liverpool, because that kind of gave us the point. If he didn't score that, if he didn't pull off that, we wouldn't have anything from that game. So yeah, what about you?
yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I agree. I think Garnacho been playing really well. I,
Yep,
I think I think ever since Christmas when he started against Aston Villa, he's had a great turn in form. Like he's been scoring, assisting,
yep,
working hard. Yeah, I agree. I think Garnacho has been playing really well, so he'll be my player of the week too.
yep. I mean, Anthony can also get an honorable mention for the performance he gave
I
against Chelsea. He also made a mistake,
Yeah,
obviously. He's not as disciplined
yeah,
again, but
yeah,
he's kind of coming back. Scored against Liverpool in the FA Cup tie. Had that insane assist. He kind of seems more settled on the ball as we've seen. But yeah, he still has those
yeah,
disciplinary issues. He still bursts out angrily, randomly, and things. So
yeah,
yeah, but I mean, that's about it for that. But yeah,
yeah. All right. So what's our next game? Let me check. Before we end, let's just make sure that we cover
everything.
what's gonna happen next week. I don't think we've done predictions for a long time, but
We haven't, yeah.
anyway. So
I mean, it's
on
almost the end
Saturday
of the
we have
season.
Bournemouth. Yeah. So on Saturday we have Bournemouth, away from home. They beat us 3-0 at Old Trafford. Again, very bizarre performance where there was no hard work from anyone.
Nope.
I don't know, man. Like I don't know what to expect from our team. Like we saw, like we could have had 9 points from the last 3 games. We could have had, like, let's see the Fulham game, because we were never in a winning position. But in the last 3 games, we got in a winning position, and then we dropped points in every single game. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Again, it's also away from home, so
And
could
Bournemouth's
be
in good
anything.
form. Solanke has
Yeah,
16 goals. Like Tavernier has been doing really good.
yeah,
Clivert's kind of been scoring goals here and there. They have 3 wins in the last 5 games, 1 draw, and only 1 loss against Luton Town, which was I think kind of like an unlucky game. They just didn't hold it out. I think they were winning. They were up 1-0 and then
yeah,
they came back on. But yeah, I mean honestly, good on Luton because they've been on form as well.
yeah.
I don't think we end up winning this game. It's just going to be like another Brentford kind of game, another Fulham kind of game.
Mm.
We get dominated unless this Liverpool and Chelsea game kind of gives us some battling
I
energy.
don't
I don't
think there's
even know.
anything.
I don't think so
Yeah,
either. But
there's
plus
no
we have
positivity to take, to be honest.
yeah. Hopefully we can come back, but it's almost the end of the season. I just see it being a draw. Honestly, 2-2 probably
Yeah,
would be I would what I would predict. Yeah,
yeah. Like I think, yeah, we're gonna concede for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's probably going to be 1-1. But I would like it if we can win a game. So
That's a
yeah,
rough
it's
one.
not looking too good.
Yeah. Next one's Coventry, FA Cup semi. We have to win that.
Oh
We have to win that. It's supposed to be a Newcastle game, but that got postponed, so it's Coventry, FA Cup.
yeah, so Coventry.
I feel like Coventry's gonna give us a. They're gonna fight. They know we're doing shit. They know our weaknesses. They're probably gonna try to be smart about it. But I think Coventry
Yeah,
being Coventry, United being United, we might just end up with a win. It's gonna be a close game probably, but I'd say a 2-1 win for United.
yeah. I think so. I think we probably win.
Yeah,
And then we'll see if we can get revenge against Chelsea in the FA Cup, or
or
whether
semi.
it's a replay against Man City. Yeah, that I'm not confident about. But yeah, I
Yeah,
would say like these next two games, you know, Coventry literally
it's
make or break our season because I think the league is done. All we have left is the FA Cup. So
yeah, it's a
yeah,
rough
we'll
one.
be there. We'll be there next week covering the Bournemouth game, and then the
Yeah,
week after covering Coventry. So
yeah.
yeah, watch out for our videos. Hopefully we can do it in person next time, and so we
Hopefully.
can take some time out of our busy schedules. But
Yeah.
yeah, in the meantime, feel free, like, share, subscribe, comment what you think about the last two games. Do you think we have any chance in the FA Cup against Chelsea or Man City? But yeah, we will see you later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.